Good morning, America. New severe weather takes aim. Fireballs shooting in the sky. The Wizard of Oz Twister survivor and 3 powerhouse singers with 1 new song. Overnight, flash flooding in West Virginia. 5 inches of rain reported in 45 minutes in areas devastated by flooding earlier this month as Ginger tracked the severe storms on the move.
With 4th of July just 1 week away, the president pushing Congress to pass his mega spending bill. This morning, the potential hurdles, what you need to know about Medicaid, and which hospitals are at risk. Plus, what the White House is saying about a meeting between the U.S. and Iran.
What is the holdup here in trying to schedule it? Are you experiencing any resistance from the Iranians?
Surviving a twister. The 76-year-old Florida woman incredibly walking away from this real-life Wizard of Oz moment after being thrown around inside her home that was lifted and then slammed back to the ground. We hear from her this morning.
Nike knocked out. The sportswear giant says the president's tariff could cost $1 billion. This morning, the impact on you.
Ransacked. Police saying Brad Pitt's LA home was burglarized. Suspects scaling the front gate and smashed through a window after the Oscar winner's new movie hit theaters.
Closing arguments in the Sean Diddy Combs trial after prosecutors argued Combs used power, violence, and fear to control his girlfriends. Now the defense set to make their case.
Trial date set for the Idaho college murders case as the judge makes a key decision for jury selection.
Shooting fireballs in the sky. The mystery up in the air as some people say they heard loud explosions and felt their homes tremble.
Left hanging. Shocking video showing a semi-truck bumping into a bucket truck, leaving an electrical worker dangling upside down. What happened next?
Star-studded affair. New details this morning as Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez welcome their celebrity wedding guests to Venice. And move over Christmas in July. Make room for Summerween. Are you saying hello, summer?
And overnight, we're finally hearing the team up of our dreams. Mariah Carey and Ariana Grande both singing with Barbra Streisand. 3 sensations, 1 song on this Friday morning.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Friday. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. Thank you for joining us on this Friday morning. New music, Friday morning.
Yes.
Couldn't get any better than
Yeah,
that.
quite the collab right there. We'll have more on that. We do have a lot to get to this morning, including our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Tara Narula. She will break down what parents need to know about possible changes to their child's vaccine schedule.
Yeah, and if you feel like your dollars aren't stretching as far as you'd like them to, we're going to talk about the dollar hitting a new 3-year low and tell you what it means for your summer vacation.
But we begin with the severe weather, including new storms overnight and the relief from the record-breaking heat with temperature dropping as much as 30 degrees in some places. Of course, Ginger is tracking it all for us. And Ginger, you're starting with that extreme flooding in West Virginia.
Yes, the pictures from overnight just coming in West Virginia, a turnpike there, getting up to 5 inches of rain falling really fast, like in less than an hour. So we know that's going to cause flash flooding. And it actually shut down part of a turnpike to the point where people were on the road for 8 hours. We read that they are very in want of food and need of bathroom. I can't imagine, but now they've gotten them moving, and you want to see what else is happening. We had more than just flash flooding in West Virginia. You had severe storms on the order of 175 severe reports or so. This is in Iowa with those low clouds coming down. There were some tornado reports, definitely some hail, but mostly it was damaging wind, kind of riding along that ridge, as we call it. You can see all of them there with the wind damage down even into Florida. Now, today, we're going to do more of that, and around that ridge and with some lift from a warm front, Detroit finds themselves in a level 2 out of 5. But you saw all of those damaging winds. That was from a level 1 out of 5. So even if you're in Raleigh or Atlanta, down to the Gulf Coast in the Florida Panhandle, watch out, even though you've got that general risk of storms. And then into the northern plains. That's kind of a wash and repeat because we're going to do it again tomorrow. This is the risk area for Saturday. Notice that New York City, the I-95 corridor, right down through Philadelphia and Washington, D.C., also in there. And under that ridge, we got plenty of heat. Charlotte will still feel like 103 today. So we are cool, but don't tell your friends that are weather down in Atlanta.
Okay, yes, we'll try not to. Thank you, Ginger. We appreciate it. We turn now to President Trump pushing Congress to pass his mega spending bill with 7 days until the 4th of July. Our senior political correspondent, Rachel Scott, is at the White House with more. Rachel, good morning.
Hey, Whit, good morning to you. 7 days to go, and the president is sticking with this deadline, urging Congress to get this bill to his desk by that July 4th deadline. But it has now set off a scramble, and the White House really ramping up the pressure on those holdouts to get this done. The bill, which initially passed the House, extends the 2017 Trump-era tax cuts, sets aside nearly $50 billion to resume construction on the border wall, and pushes work requirements for Medicaid. Now, the president holding an event here at the White House, pushing Republicans to get this bill to his desk, but they are facing headwinds in the Senate on two major fronts. Now, first are the holdouts. There are a handful of Republicans who are just not on board yet. Some are worried about the amount of spending. By some estimates, it could add trillions of dollars to the deficit. Others worried about changes to Medicaid, which could leave 11 million people without coverage. Republicans are also looking into changes on the so-called provider tax, which has been a major part in how states pay Medicaid bills. Major hospital groups are warning against it, saying that this is going to force hospitals to shut down. Also, to get this done, we know that Senate Republicans are really using a special tool here to push this through with just Republican support. But to pull that off, they're going to have to make some changes and drop some key provisions they just found out. So the bottom line here, this is now a scramble here in Washington, D.C. I'm told that the president did meet with Senate Majority Leader John Thune here at the White House just yesterday, but it's unclear if they're going to be able to get this done in time with.
And Rachel, another big story you're tracking here. We know the White House is also pushing back on concerns that parts of Iran's nuclear program may have survived the U.S. strikes. But what are you hearing now about a possible meeting between the U.S. and Iran?
Well, and with this came from the president. He said that his administration would be meeting or talking with Iran next week. I asked the White House press secretary about this. She told me that as of now, there is nothing on the schedule, but the goal and the purpose of the meeting would be for lasting peace. This comes as we heard from Iran's supreme leader for the first time since the attack, saying the president grossly exaggerated the events of that day. Now, the White House, the administration, they are adamant that Iran's nuclear sites were completely obliterated, still pushing back on that early intelligence report that sources say showed otherwise. Whit.
All right, Rachel Scott for us. Thank you. Michael?
All right, thank you, Whit. Now to the Supreme Court issuing several major rulings this morning, including one on President Trump's executive order ending birthright citizenship. Devin Dwyer is at the Supreme Court for us this morning. Good morning, Devin.
Hey, good morning, Michael. The Supreme Court is set to rule this morning on whether President Trump can move forward with that controversial order ending birthright citizenship. For more than 100 years, courts and the government have interpreted the Constitution to mean anyone born on U.S. soil is a U.S. citizen. But judges in 3 different lawsuits blocked Trump's change, calling it illegal. Today, the justices are expected to decide whether those individual judges went too far, whether they exceeded their authority in blocking his change nationwide during the course of this litigation. The stakes are high beyond the citizenship debate. How the court rules could also impact injunctions against President Trump's mass firings of federal workers, funding freezes, and immigration policies, Michael.
Yeah, it's a lot riding on that decision. There are other significant rulings we're expecting as well, Devin.
5 other big cases today, Michael, including whether parents have a right to opt out their kids from LGBTQ books in the classroom, and whether popular Obamacare no-cost preventive care services can be struck down. The court is also expected to rule on whether states can require online age verification for adult websites in an effort to protect kids. Michael?
All right, Devin Dwyer, thank you so much. Rebecca?
All right, Michael, thank you. We turn now to Nike, one of the largest sportswear companies in the world, warning that if President Trump's tariffs remain in place, they could cost them $1 billion. About 16% of Nike shoes are made in China. They're working to reduce that number by moving some of their production, but those tariffs will also cost Nike customers. The company has said that various pieces of Nike clothes and equipment will increase in price by as much as $10. Shoes priced between $100 and $150 will get a $5 increase. Shoes above $150 will see increases up to $10. The company is also cutting back making Air Force One sneakers. They're investing more in running shoes like Pegasus, and those prices are set to start rising this fall. Also impacting your wallet right now is the dollar. It's fallen to its lowest level in 3 years. This could have an impact on your summer travel plans, especially if you're planning on going internationally. Andrew Dimbert joins us with more of those details. Good morning, Andrew.
Hey, good morning, guys. Loving the new studio, by the way.
Good to see you in it.
Yeah,
Welcome.
good to see you guys as well. All right, thinking about traveling internationally this summer, well, airfare is down, but so is the U.S. dollar, hitting its lowest point in 3 years. A weaker dollar in some destinations could mean less favorable foreign exchange rates and a big impact on the overall cost of your trip. Your dollar just doesn't go as far as it did last summer. So say you travel to Europe, for example. This time last year, $1,000 would have gotten you about 935 euros. Today, $1,000 gets you about 854 euros. That's about an $80 difference. Wow. But it also depends where you plan to get away. So take Canada, for example. The exchange rate, even on a weaker dollar, is about the same as it was last summer. Now, one thing that might help keep the cost of an international trip down, consider prepaying for things like hotels, rental cars, or excursions and tours, getting that rate locked in now. And while the dollar might be down, the stock market is up, flirting with record highs this morning, guys.
Okay. Yeah, so you've got a little bit of both. And I'm just looking at gas prices right now. National average $3.20. Year ago, $3.50. So if you're driving, you're actually doing better than you were last summer.
Road trip.
Road trip?
There it is.
To
Here
Canada.
we are.
With the family in the RV, pack it up and go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks, Andrew.
Appreciate it. Another story that we're following this morning, the Idaho College murders case. A trial date has been officially set with opening statements scheduled for August 18th, and the judge dealing another blow to the defense. Kana Whitworth has the details. Kana, good morning.
Yeah, wait, good morning. So the judge in the case finding no justification to delay the trial, but opening statements will be pushed by a week, now starting August 18th. Jury selection will remain, though, on August 4th, allowing a full 2 weeks to be completed in the highly publicized death penalty case. Now, the defense for Brian Kohberger, who is accused of killing Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Kaylee Gonzalez, and Madison Mogen in November of 2022, has argued their client is innocent, and with his life on the line, they wanted more time, but the judge also denying a request from the defense to present theories of 4 alternate killers to the jury. The judge calling their evidence entirely irrelevant and wild speculation. The 4 individuals had been investigated and then cleared by authorities. Also keep in mind here that on Monday, several witnesses subpoenaed to testify will appear in court in Pennsylvania to determine if they need to travel to Idaho for trial. Among others, they include a local school teacher, a psychologist, a boxing coach, and an employee at the jail. And remember, you guys, this trial is expected to last until November. Michael.
All right, Kana, we know you got us covered. Thank you for that. We're going to turn now to the fireball in the sky, a possible meteor shooting through the sky over the southeast, and it was caught on multiple cameras. Sam is here with more. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning, Michael. So a few things are more unsettling, I think, than looking up at a bright blue sky and seeing the fire shooting across it. It was a sunny day, ball of fire in the sky. My social media lit up, and probably yours did too.
This morning, stunning images showing fireballs darting across the southeastern U.S. sky.
Whoa, did you see that? I did.
Witnesses reporting the spectacle from Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and South Carolina Thursday just after noon. Watch as the bright flashes of light come bolting down the otherwise clear blue skies. NOAA's geostationary lightning mapper detecting the flashes, and NASA confirming it was a meteor traveling at 30,000 miles per hour.
You hear that? Everything's shaking.
Some residents in central Georgia reported hearing loud explosions and felt their homes tremble. The National Weather Service of Peachtree City, Georgia, posting images of debris and holes in the ground and homes. Damage, they say, was caused by fragments and the sonic boom from the meteor. So far, no injuries have been reported. According to NASA, meteoroids are space rocks that range from tiny dust grains to small asteroids and are called meteors when those space rocks enter Earth's atmosphere. Scientists estimate that nearly 50 tons of space debris falls on Earth each day.
All right, so according to NASA's Meteoroid Environments Office, and yes, there is one, the fireball was from an asteroid fragment 3 feet in diameter, weighing over a ton. A meteor entering our atmosphere, becoming visible as a fireball, is kind of rare, although a lot of them move around us all the time.
Well, good thing it just hit nothing.
Yeah. It did go through,
But
there
I mean,
were
no
pieces,
human.
fragment. Right. But there were fragments that went through a house and apparently through the ceiling and all the way through the floor.
Wow. Oh my God. Can't you just picture that in a movie? Like, Mommy, there's something in our backyard.
I think that is a movie.
Thank you, Sam. We're going to turn now to the countdown to Wimbledon. The first round matchups are out this morning. Lara's here with what to know about several rising U.S. stars. And Lara, this could be a year an American woman or man.
That's what
Last
we're hoping.
one standing here.
Yes, listen, a girl can dream, we can all
yes,
dream.
Please.
And the odds are really good right now. It's been 9 years since an American woman hoisted that championship trophy on center court at Wimbledon. That was, of course, Serena Williams, 2016. I was there. I remember it well. And we might just finally see our next American champ this year at the All England Club. We have 4 American women seated in the top 10, guys. Coco Gauff, fresh off her French Open victory, is the number 2 seed. But grass has been the toughest surface for her throughout her career. She's never advanced beyond the 4th round at Wimbledon, but that's the past. Gauff says right now she is so focused on exactly what she needs to do to win on grass, and she is hoping for a deep run. Jessica Pegula right behind her at number 3. Madison Keys, who just won her first career major at the Australian Open, she's number 6. And Emma Navarro is seated at number 10. So nice odds there.
Yeah.
Arina Sabalenka, though, she is so tough. She is the top seed, and she hopes to avenge her loss to Coco at the French Open final. She wants this, so she will be tough.
Yeah, that's going to be a matchup. We might also be able to raise a PIMS Cup to an American man.
Oh, you said PIMS Cup.
I can't help myself.
Sam's already started.
Cheers.
Champions,
He's got 3.
Listen, for the men, it has been very, very long. Longer since we've had an American winner there.
Wow.
The last was Pete Sampras, guys. That was the year 2000.
Wow.
But we have some strong seeds who could go the distance. Starting with Taylor Fritz. He's number 5. He made it to the quarterfinals last year. Ben Shelton ranked number 10. And Francis Tiafoe, number 12. Tommy Paul, who also made it to the quarterfinals in 2024. He is seated at number 13. But to get to that trophy, all of them have to get past number 2 seed Carlos Alcaraz. He is the 2-time defending men's champion. He loves the grass surface. Even he, though, has his work cut out for him this year against the top seed, Jannik Sinner. Look for Jannik Sinner, Sam. Write down that name. He is so tough. And looking for his first Wimbledon championship. ESPN's first ball to last ball coverage of Wimbledon starts Monday, 6 a.m. Eastern. I will be there. It'll be on ESPN and Disney Plus as well,
Lucky
guys.
you.
That's
exciting.
awesome.
Oh, no, I won't be there.
Oh, I thought you meant there. I was so excited.
Lights in front of her TV watching them there.
I'll be in my dressing room taking notes.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Lara. Coming up, the break-in at Brad Pitt's L.A. mansion. Police say 3 suspects ransacked the home. How they got in.
Also this morning, new at 7:30, take a look at that semi hitting a bucket truck with a worker inside. We'll tell you what happened next.
Plus, our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Tara Narula, breaks down what parents need to know about possible changes to their child's vaccine schedule.
And Maggie Rulli is in Venice. Hey, Maggie.
Hey, yes, we are in the beautiful Venice for the celebration of Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez, here with glitterati from around the world. This guest list has names like Kim Kardashian, Oprah Winfrey, and Tom Brady, just to name a few. Guys, I'll tell you who was there. We'll see what they were wearing. That is all coming up.
All right, thank you, Maggie. Looking forward to that. Coming up, we hear from the 76-year-old woman who was inside that house you see right there. Let's see how she walked away when we come back. You stay right there on this Friday morning.
And you have no style or sense of fashion?
Well, I think that depends on what you're...
No. That wasn't a question.
Oh, welcome back to GMA. That is so great. That is a classic. That's Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada. The character is said to be based on Vogue editor-in-chief Anna Wintour. And this morning, Wintour is making big news. We're going to have all the details coming up.
Yeah, major shift in the fashion world. More on that ahead. But first, new at 7:30, former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo will stay on the ballot for New York City mayor in November. A source close to the campaign tells ABC News he will remain on an independent ballot line that he qualified for. Cuomo conceded to 33-year-old state lawmaker Zoran Mamdani after a stunning upset in the Democratic Party. Also, take a look at this dash cam video capturing the moment an 18-wheeler crashed into a bucket truck in Louisiana, leaving an electrical worker you see there hanging from his safety harness. Officials say the worker suffered only minor injuries thanks to that harness. The crash is now under investigation. And Microsoft is saying goodbye to the dreaded Windows blue screen of death, the message that appears when your computer unexpectedly restarts. The blue screen dates back to the early 90s and is going to be replaced by a black screen now. So maybe that'll make you feel better. There is some good news here, though. That is, Microsoft says those restarts will be faster.
I just wonder about the sad face.
Yes,
will the black screen have the sad face?
We'll see about that.
We
It's
hope
an
we never
upgrade.
have to see it.
Yes.
All right, now we're going to turn to closing arguments in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Defense attorneys making their case this morning, and the music mogul's fate could be in the hands of the jury later today. Chief investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky is at the courthouse with more. Good morning, Aaron.
And good morning to you, Rebecca. The defense is about to tell the jurors all the reasons to doubt Sean Combs' guilt after federal prosecutors told them it's time to hold him accountable.
I survived what I've been through. Y'all got drama, the saga continues.
This morning, defense attorneys delivered their closing argument, hoping to convince the jury alleged victims of Sean Combs were really consensual sexual partners. Combs' 6 children and his mother expected back in court, where prosecutors argued the hip-hop impresario used power, violence, and fear to force Cassie Ventura and a woman known by the pseudonym Jane into drug-powered sex marathons with male prostitutes, telling the 8 men and 4 women on the jury they only need to find one single freak-off when Combs deployed lies, threats, or violence. That's sex trafficking. Jurors once again saw Combs on 2016 hotel surveillance video attacking Ventura while she testified she was trying to leave one of the freak-offs. And prosecutors reminded jurors that Jane testified Combs is paying her $10,000 monthly rent. They argue he used it as leverage.
I just want to just give you a heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all, at all.
He knew that threatening to take away her home could turn a no into a yes, prosecutor Christy Slavic said. That's coercion. And prosecutors told the jury Combs had help from an inner circle of loyal lieutenants. To convict him of racketeering conspiracy, the jury must find they agreed to commit 2 underlying crimes. There are hundreds of alleged drug offenses alone, and other options like arson. Rapper Kid Cudi testified he suspected Combs was behind the firebombing of his Porsche. The defense argues there's no direct link to Combs, but prosecutors said the evidence and basic logic suggest otherwise. The courtroom is expected to be packed again for the defense closing. Combs himself has appeared rather relaxed, gesturing to his family and carrying a book, The Happiness Advantage, the 7 Principles of Positive Psychology. Guys?
All right, Aaron, thank you. I'm sure we'll be hearing more about this later on. All right, you're going to go now to the break-in at the home of actor Brad Pitt while he was very publicly traveling to promote his new movie. Trevor Ault is in L.A. with the latest for us. Good morning to you, Trevor.
Good morning, Michael. And there have been a number of A-list break-ins in recent months and years. Brad Pitt now the newest victim, as police say these burglars smashed into his home while he was out promoting his new movie.
This morning, Hollywood superstar Brad Pitt is the latest celebrity victim in a string of brazen home burglaries. Authorities say police responded to a call at the actor's home around 10:30 Wednesday night. They say 3 suspects scaled a fence to gain entry to the yard and then smashed through a front window.
They know they need to get out of there. We're in the era of cameras and alarm systems and response times.
Pitt was not home at the time. The star's been on the road promoting his new movie F1, seen here at the London premiere earlier this week. Police say the suspects ransacked the star's home with an unknown number of items taken. Investigators are now searching for any surveillance video from the home and the surrounding area. The break-in is the latest in a series of alarming crimes at the homes of Hollywood's biggest stars.
The suspect, a male white, is on the ground out of the vehicle. The suspect that drove the vehicle through the front gate.
Just last month, police say a man smashed his vehicle through the gate at Jennifer Aniston's property while the actress was home. That man was detained by private security. Nicole Kidman's house was burglarized in February, and Tom Hanks was victimized last year. Police say burglary rings often target the Los Angeles area because so many luxury homes are owned by wealthier celebrities who are often out of town.
And it's not clear if Brad Pitt was specifically targeted here, but we have seen other celebrities, particularly athletes like Travis Kelce and Joe Burrow, who police say their house was hit when the suspects knew that they were away. Guys.
Now, we've seen so many of those break-ins. Trevor, thank you. We turn now to the incredible survival story. A 76-year-old Florida woman was inside that house right there when a twister lifted it off the ground. Then it came slamming back down. Sam is back with this real-life Wizard of Oz moment, and she's now telling her story. Sam.
She is, finally, because we all wanted to know. Yesterday, we showed you the video, and she was doing everything right. Snowstorm was in the area. She's waiting it out inside her home. Her home comes off the ground. Deborah Mettler is one tough lady.
This morning, a Florida woman is grateful to be alive after a tornado picked up her home right off its foundation, leaving her in fear for her life.
It was really kindled to a Wizard of Oz experience.
Video shows just the moment Wednesday night when an EF1 tornado moved through the city of Largo, north of St. Petersburg, lifting this home nearly completely off the ground, leaving it touching the ground on just one side for 15 seconds before slamming it back down. 76-year-old Deborah Mettler was inside that home through the entire ordeal.
I didn't realize I was actually up in the air. I was too busy doing somersaults and getting thrashed from one side of the room to the wall to the other side. I ended up back here in the bedroom. I had been in what was a family room and stepped out, which was good because it's no longer there at all. So if I'd stayed in that room, I don't know what would have happened to me.
Miraculously, she not only survived, but managed to walk away with only bruises. A neighbor helped her get out.
How she survived it is unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. Luckily, that was a fairly weak twister. Now, around 65 homes in the area were damaged. Thankfully, many residents there are seasonal, so many of those people were not home. The houses were empty. But when you see her house, how it was picked up and slammed down, this is not light damage, easy to take care of. There may be wind damage on other homes, but that home.
But it goes to show how strong these storms really are. And when you're warned, heed to that warning.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, crazy, right?
That's really crazy. Thank you, Sam, for bringing that to us.
Now, with Amazon billionaire Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's Italian wedding extravaganza, it's a parade of celebrities arriving in Venice for the festivities, and Maggie Rulli is there with the latest. Good morning, Maggie.
Hey, Rebecca, good morning. Yeah, the wedding festivities have officially kicked off here in Venice. And guys, we were there at the welcome party last night. Okay, not there, but more like around the corner from the party. But we could still hear the music. You could feel the buzz of excitement in the air. And guys, even a lightning storm and a downpour could not ruin the mood.
Hi, Lauren! You're beautiful, you're amazing!
Overnight, Lauren Sanchez, the bride-to-be, popping into a water taxi on her way to Thursday night's Welcome to the Wedding party. Her soon-to-be husband, the world's fourth richest man, Jeff Bezos, joining her, the couple pausing for a smooch. When asked the best part of Venice, Bezos replying,
"It's an impossible city. It can't exist, and yet here it is."
A who's who of A-listers joining the couple for the evening's festivities. Kris Jenner, along with her famous daughters, Tom Brady, Oprah, Usher, and Orlando Bloom showing up solo without Katy Perry. The opening night festivities held here in the gardens of the Madonna dell'Orto, a local church. We're just outside the first event at these wedding festivities, and listen, you can hear music playing in the background. It's just in the courtyard of this church right here, but security is tight. This is as close as us or any media here is allowed to get. The party brought to an early and dramatic close. A surprise thunderstorm rolling through the festivities, sending guests running for cover. Lauren Sanchez seen here being escorted out of the party beneath a sea of umbrellas. The rain not dampening everyone's spirits ahead of today's black tie event on San Giorgio Island. Did Venice have to compete to get the Bezos wedding?
No, we play in another league, so people compete to get married in Venice.
And the deputy mayor also confirmed to us that the couple has not registered to be married here in Venice. Guys, we also understand that the main event of the wedding is going to be happening tonight. It's going down right there behind me on San Giorgio Island. It's expected to be another very secretive, highly secure event, and we'll be right here getting all the details. Guys.
All right, our wedding crasher, Maggie Rulli, sneaking in, get us the details. We appreciate it.
Now with a hot summer trend that may feel like fall creeping up on us. So, Lara, please tell us what's going on.
Sam, are you ready for a little summer ween?
I want to hear about it first.
All right, let me first explain. Halloween, a very fun holiday.
Yes.
Summer, such a fun season.
Yes.
Why not marry the two?
No.
Some genius retailers are hoping this hybrid made-up holiday will give them a boost. Some might call it a scary summer sight.
She is a moment.
Summerween, exploding on social media.
Summerween?
In backyards and on store shelves.
It's just basically celebrating Halloween twice a year instead of once a year, because once a year is not enough.
Retailers taking advantage of Summerween, combining summer and Halloween more than ever.
Retailers are consistently trying to figure out ways to generate sales to compete with their own numbers from last year.
Come forth and enter if you dare.
The Home Depot already debuting their newest bony beauty.
Introducing Ultra Skelly.
And Lowe's, even earlier, with items available in April, a full 6 months from the holiday. TJ Maxx is also in on it with sales on things like themed pillows and candles. But TikToks like these say we don't need it. It's just too hot for Summerween.
Halloween is in October. It's too hot.
I've actually seen retailers be very successful in moving forward some holiday dates. So we have Starbucks pumpkin spice lattes available in August, and we have a Prime Day now in July instead of just the October Prime Day.
And potentially tapping into a specific consumer market.
People who participate in Halloween in a big way, who really decorate their homes and their yards, they like to get in on something new. They like to collect things that no one else has.
Listen, I love a good costume, so I don't know about you, but I'm in.
You're in? Who's in?
I'm in.
I'm a traditionalist. I want my holidays separate. I don't even like to do Christmas before Thanksgiving is over. So that's a no.
Right,
and if they bring back the pumpkin spice to June, I'm out.
Okay,
Yeah,
but August you're okay with.
That's where you draw the line.
Gotta have boundaries
That is
somewhere.
a big thing.
Yes.
All right, enough. Okay, coming up. Squid Game is back, and we're going to hear from the cast when we come back with more GMA.
Michael's the adult now.
No, I'm just not doing it. Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Overnight, flash flooding in West Virginia. 5 inches of rain reported in 45 minutes in areas devastated by flooding earlier this month as Ginger tracked the severe storms on the move.
Gird your loins.
The legend who inspired Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada, now Vogue editor-in-chief Anna Wintour stepping back from her role after 37 years. Why she's doing it.
The largest ever auction of Princess Diana's belongings.
The room is just so beautiful right now. There's the caring dress.
From the biggest sellers to the sweetest details, and why this sale puts Diana's compassion at the forefront.
And let the games begin. Squid Game is back for one last round. We're sitting down with the stars and director, talking about the final season and if there could be a spin-off. As they say,
Good morning, America.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Friday. Good morning, America.
You know, I love that sweeping view of the studio.
Drone shot.
Exactly. And good morning, America. You know, you have to hear what these guys are saying about the new and final season of Squid Game. And our Lori Bergamato is here with the right stuff for summer fun and games for the entire family. And just in time for July 4th.
Her chip shots are pretty good.
Yeah, not bad, Lori.
We'll check in with you in just a little bit on that. Also,
cheers.
She makes it right when we take the camera off. That's always how it happens. We'll get the highlight later. Also, just ahead here, Dr. Tara Narula is here with what you need to know about the flu shot, the RSV vaccine, and the possible changes to the children's vaccine schedule.
But first, a look at the top stories breaking at 8, starting with the severe weather, including new storms overnight and the relief from the record-breaking heat. Ginger is tracking it all. And Ginger, there was serious flooding in West Virginia.
Yes, any traffic backup would be annoying or frustrating, but how about 8 hours overnight? You're stuck on the West Virginia Turnpike, and that's what happened near Charleston, West Virginia, because an emergency manager confirms that they had 5 inches in 45 minutes. So that will make flash flooding, and that definitely will make for a problem. It wasn't just flash flooding, though. We had more than 180 severe storm reports, including that tornado in Iowa that was reported. That was one of 3. But you see how all of these blue dots, they were in the area that was a level 1 out of 5 risk. So know that when you've got a level 1 out of 5 today, you could do it again. Damaging wind is the main hazard from Florida right up through Atlanta. Some of these storms will come through with heavy rain. Toledo to Detroit, level 2 out of 5. Same deal for most of North Dakota and South Dakota. But that's not all. We've got more where that came from tomorrow. If you've got outdoor plans and you're in Washington, D.C. or Richmond, definitely through New Jersey and New York to Albany, you have a shot on your Saturday of seeing severe storms. And we're still hot down in the Mid-South. We'll get to more of that in a bit, Michael.
All right, a lot going on there, Ginger. Thank you so much for that. Now we're going to turn to the potential changes coming to your child's vaccination schedule. It's at the center of the latest CDC vaccine advisory panel meetings over the last few days. Our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Tara Narula, is here with what we need to know about the flu shot, the RSV vaccine, Doc, and more. And what is this panel? And how might they influence vaccine policy?
Well, there's a lot of controversy right now because RFK eliminated the 17 original members of the panel and put into place 7 new members. Many in the scientific community worry about some of these new members in terms of their credentials and potential bias. So what does this panel do? Well, they make recommendations to the CDC. They meet several times a year. They review the evidence and data on vaccines. They vote, and then they pass those recommendations on to the CDC director, who essentially then decides if they're going to become policy. What do they look at? They look at who's going to get vaccines, when should they get vaccines, and which vaccines. They influence insurance companies in terms of which vaccines they will cover, federal government programs that give vaccines to uninsured or low-income children, states that make policies about what schools should have as their mandated vaccine entry policies, and doctors in terms of what we recommend in the office. So a lot comes out of this panel.
Yeah, it's a very, very big job, a lot of responsibility. So what did the panel vote on or discuss this week?
Well, the panel met for 2 days, and they basically said a couple things. They're going to be reviewing the timing of general vaccines, the number of vaccines, the ingredients, the cumulative effect of vaccines. So we'll look backwards at what is existing. They're also going to look at vaccines that have not been reviewed for the past 7 years. So in particular, the hepatitis B vaccine and the MMRV vaccine. In addition, they did approve an RSV shot for infants under 8 months whose mothers may not have been vaccinated during pregnancy. And they also said they will be removing or advising removal of thimerosal, which is a mercury preservative used in a few vaccines, about 4% of flu vaccines. Now, there has been no evidence to date that thimerosal does cause or is linked to autism or any neurodevelopmental disorders. That being said, has really been taken out of the vaccine supply for the most part.
Now, with everything going on, what's the biggest takeaway for parents?
I think we're in a really tough situation right now because parents rely on pediatricians and their advice. Pediatricians rely on the CDC. And now there's this divide. You have the CDC, you have this panel basically saying, look, we're going to review and make evidence-based recommendations. And you have people from the American Academy of Pediatrics saying this panel is not credible. It is illegitimate. They did not attend the meeting. And in fact, they are going to create their own schedule of recommended vaccines. So where does that leave you and me, right, as parents? I think we're going to be confused as to what to do. There may be distrust. There may be really a concern about whether vaccines are safe. And that's not really what we need in this time. I think a lot of the burden is going to fall on pediatricians now to review the evidence, just like we do with sometimes differing screening recommendations. You have differing groups telling you start screening at this age or start screening at this age. And now that's what's going to happen. They're going to have to look at all these recs and figure out what to recommend to the patient and the family. Unfortunately, you and I know when you're in an office with a pediatrician, you're there for about 15 minutes. How do you summarize all of this?
They added another level to the pediatrician
Another level.
job.
And then you worry about the ripple effects on those states and schools and low income and kids who may not be able to access this.
Wow, Doc, thank you. I mean, very important issue, affecting a lot of families out there.
Hopefully we don't lose faith in science. That's
sure
my
hope
big
not.
takeaway.
It's gotten us this far and continues to advance for us all. Thank you so much for that, Doc.
Thank you, Michael. We turn now to celebrating the life of one of the giants of broadcast journalism, Bill Moyers, who died yesterday at the age of 91. Once a top aide to President Lyndon Johnson, he went on to more than 4 decades as a TV correspondent and commentator. Our chief Washington correspondent, Jonathan Karl, has more on his extraordinary career. John, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. Bill Moyers was a White House press secretary turned journalist who became the face of public broadcasting, a man who made his mark on politics and media. Raised in Texas, a one-time Baptist pastor, Bill Moyers was drawn to politics and journalism as a teenager.
I'd worked on a newspaper since I was 16 and decided I wanted to be a political journalist.
He signed on as a personal assistant to Lyndon B. Johnson when the then senator ran for president in 1960. After LBJ lost and became JFK's vice president, Moyers continued to work for him. Along with Sergeant Shriver, Moyers helped create the Peace Corps, eventually becoming its deputy director. Moyers rushed to be with Johnson on November 22, 1963, the day Kennedy was assassinated. Moyers was there, seen leaning against the back wall of Air Force One as Johnson took the oath of office. He stayed with President Johnson, becoming one of the youngest and most influential aides in the White House. And also the 1964 presidential campaign, when Moyers oversaw the creation of perhaps the most brutally negative ad in political history. The so-called Daisy ad suggested LBJ's opponent, Barry Goldwater, would bring about nuclear war. At age 31, Moyers became White House press secretary, well-liked by the press and an invaluable asset to LBJ as thousands of Americans were being sent to fight in Vietnam. He went directly from politics to journalism, as publisher of Newsday, and then on to PBS and CBS News. It was at PBS where Moyers became a cultural institution unto himself.
From our studios in New York, Bill Moyers. Welcome to the Journal.
He hosted Bill Moyers' Journal and Now with Bill Moyers, creating hundreds of hours of award-winning documentaries and major interviews. Bill Moyers later said he regretted the Daisy ad and wished that he could take it back. From his perch at PBS, he became a liberal critic of the news media. Bill Moyers was 91. Guys?
All right, John, thank you so much for that. Coming up in our GMA Morning Menu, the stunning news shaking up the fashion industry, what we know about Anna Wintour, and the future of Vogue.
Also ahead, the hit show trending overnight. Juju Chang sat down with the stars and the director of Squid Game.
Plus, big news from Lilo and Stitch coming up in pop news. And Lara and Sam are with our friend Chris Powell. Hey, guys.
Hey, so I want to show you the backside of this. Chris showed us working out on a budget yesterday. What's today?
Well, today's going to be some fast food breakfast swaps here.
Yeah.
Not yet.
We can't show them
No,
yet?
not yet.
You know what
not
we
yet.
can show you, though? Show you the results. If you listen to this story, come on, just do it. There you go. That's what you can get if you listen to this story. It's ridiculous.
We'll be right back.
Nice shot of New York City downtown. Yes, and we are back with our GMA cover story. Vogue's editor-in-chief, Anna Wintour, sending shockwave throughout the fashion industry as she announces that she's taken a step back at the iconic magazine. This morning, the queen of fashion relinquishing her throne. Anna Wintour announcing she's stepping away from her role as editor-in-chief of Vogue magazine, the fashion Bible she helmed for more than 3 decades.
What's really remarkable about her is not only has she shaped the fashion industry, but she's also really transcended to become this larger pop culture figure. She was the one who made the transition for magazines to stop putting models as much on the cover and start putting celebrities on the cover.
Her reputation for razor-sharp critique has had many fashionistas shaking in their high-heeled boots.
All right, everyone, gird your loins.
Even inspiring Meryl Streep's performance in The Devil Wears Prada.
Sure. No. That wasn't a question.
On Thursday, Wintour telling her staff that the search is on to find Vogue's next head of editorial content and that she is ready to work alongside someone new who will challenge us, inspire us, and make us all think about Vogue in a myriad of original ways. Last month, we sat down together at her Vogue office to talk about the Met Gala, a once small fundraiser for the Metropolitan Museum of Art, becoming fashion's biggest night and one of the most exclusive red carpet events in the world. Do you have a special moment or outfit or look over the years?
No. I mean, the outfits are great, costumes are great, seeing all these people are amazing. But my work is really about raising the money, the much needed funds for the Costume Institute. Yeah. So that is what drives me. And that is what makes me feel I'm doing a good job.
And while she will no longer hold the title of editor-in-chief, she remains in her larger role as chief content officer for Condé Nast and global editorial director for Vogue Worldwide.
Anna Wintour is still going to be incredibly involved in Vogue. This will just bring in someone who's sort of going to steer the ship for American Vogue on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, you know, I had such a great time just sitting down chatting with her. I mean, it really was like a wow moment for me. But she's still such an influence in fashion. You know, she's not going anywhere. She's still going to have her influence on Vogue in the fashion world.
Complete icon.
But yeah, maybe a little time. She can enjoy herself a little bit more. Time. Good for her.
She's also a huge tennis fan. I bet we'll see her at Wimbledon.
Yeah. And pop news, Wimbledon. Okay, here we go. I don't know if it's in there, but I'm just...
No Wimbledon right now, but we do have big news for you guys. A huge success for a movie close to our hearts. It's been just over a month now since the live-action Lilo and Stitch hit theaters. It broke box office records, grossing over $910 million in ticket sales worldwide. And this morning, Stitch has some news to share with us. Take a look right here.
Get ready! Here we go!
Stitch has become a bit of a diva.
Stitch has a great ride.
So that is correct. What you just saw is true. Lilo and Stitch 2 officially in development. That announcement posted with the caption, "Should have known, he couldn't keep a secret." No word yet on a plot or when it will be released, but you can still see the blockbuster Lilo and Stitch. It's in theaters still right now.
Yeah, that convertible rolling through here, Times Square.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just got
nice ride.
Also in pop news this morning, so an auction celebrating the life and legacy of Princess Diana. 327 items belonging to the People's Princess were sold at Julian's auction house in Los Angeles on Thursday. Bidding was fierce over some of the most iconic pieces in Diana's wardrobe, including a dress dubbed the caring dress because she wore it at least 9 times to public events, most often during visits to hospitals and sitting with pediatric patients because it was so bright and joyful, she said. The dress sold for $520,000 to Renee Plant. She tells ABC that this dress symbolizes Diana's compassion, humanitarianism, and Renee plans to showcase it in her Princess Diana Museum, which has the approval of Prince William and Harry. A Catherine Walker custom white gown went for $455,000. This outfit by Bruce Oldfield sold for $260,000. Other items include the hat she wore on her way home from her honeymoon with Prince Charles. That went for $26,000. A pair of Chanel pumps, they sold for $16,000. And this sweatshirt, her British Long Foundation sweatshirt, sold for $221,000. And the great news is that a portion of the proceeds will benefit the British charity Muscular Dystrophy UK. Our news program, Nightline, guys, will have so much more on Princess Diana's legacy and super collector Renee Plant, who has made building that museum to Diana her life's work. And that airs later tonight right here on ABC. Super fascinating story and Diana.
Yeah, and to charity.
Yep.
Makes it great.
Awesome. Yeah. And then finally, in pop news this morning, thank you to a powerhouse trio, 3 of the great voices of our time, Barbra Streisand, Mariah Carey, Ariana Grande, giving us new music for One Heart, One Voice. This is the song. Take a listen to this.
We got every right to make a choice. With one
Yeah, I got Barbara. I got Ariana.
Yeah. What do you think?
I could hear the voices independently in there. It sounds great.
I mean, those are 3 powerhouse voices teaming up for Barbara's latest album, guys. It's called The Secret of Life Partners, Volume 2. And there are many more great collaborators on it. You're looking at them. Guys, Paul McCartney, Bob Dylan, Sting, Tim McGraw, James Taylor, Sam Smith. You can hear all of them in The Secret of Life Partners, Volume 2. It's streaming everywhere right now. Barbara, come sing for us. We love you.
This is one where you don't need to know who's there. You almost could just play the song and go, wait, that's Barbra Streisand. Totally. Wait, that's Ariana Grande, you know?
Yep, really special. So that's pop news, everybody.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it.
Time now for the right stuff. Summertime is in full swing, and this morning, Lori Bergamotto has already done amazing things with the golf club this morning. I can't believe how good you were earlier.
You're kind.
Bringing the whole family to enjoy the outside in the sunshine. Lori, good morning. We've got a lot of games to play.
We do. Are you ready to start with the first one?
Not when I saw how well you did, but yeah, let's go over it.
You were twirling the golf club like a baton, so
yeah.
let's
Is
make
that
sure
wrong?
it's the right way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Let's start with Battle Golf, Sam.
Okay.
So no matter what your skill level is on the green, and I imagine our collective skill level is probably not great.
Okay. No, you do you.
Okay,
That's great.
so I'm going to show you how this works. You can bring the course to you. There we go. And so all
because it sticks there, so it's not going to bounce off anything.
No, and these are lightweight. Where's Michael Strahan when you need him to
Michael, where are you?
All right, here we go. There we go.
Lara's got a golf lesson later today. Lara.
All right.
Okay.
Well, the point is, here he comes. Here he comes.
Here.
Bringing in the big guns.
I'll set this all up for you.
Okay, so basically, no tea time required.
Let me see.
Do it for us, Michael. Go ahead.
See if I can operate under pressure.
Oh!
Under pressure is no good. I'm no good under pressure, I see. There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, we're gonna do one more? Okay, so this is Battle Golf. You can get it on Amazon.
Oh,
yes!
see?
Amazing. Okay, so maybe, Sam, this is more our speed.
Yeah, this is it. Look, I'm pointing with this thing like I don't know what to do with it. I know this game. This is great.
This is like a twist on skee ball. Here, let me give you some of these. Let me take this for you.
Yes, ma'am, that's
Go ahead
probably
and get started.
wise. Now, I want to roll it off the ramp,
You do. Roll
right?
it off the ramp, and you're trying to aim for the center 3 rings. And then, there you go. Okay.
We're in there.
And this is great, Sam, because you can play this anywhere. You can play at the beach, the backyard. You can even play indoors. We found this at Uncommon Goods. This I'm actually fairly decent at.
I would do this all afternoon.
Yeah, it's really
with an adult
fun.
beverage. I love that.
Okay, so this one I feel like you're really gonna like because it's very easy. Low
Does that
effort,
launch in the
high
air?
Reward. Yes. So this is the Stomp Rocket. This has been around for 30 years. Okay, it does go up to 200 feet.
Okay.
But we're not gonna try to do that in here. So go ahead and give a stomp on that.
I'm sorry, everyone, if the lights go out. This is fantastic.
Really hard. Go.
Oh!
Yes.
Yes.
This comes with 3 soft rockets. So the rockets are soft. The launcher is tough. So kids cannot destruct this. Sam's really enjoying this. And the best part is under $15. We found this at Walmart, and this will occupy kids of all ages for hours.
All summer long.
All ages.
All right.
Okay, and finally, Tidal Ball. So this is really cool. This was actually developed on Folly Beach, South Carolina.
Right.
And it's a little bit of bocce ball, a little bit of cornhole, and a whole lot of fun. So I think we have some video. Yeah,
there
you
it
can
is.
see that the beach is the court, and it kind of has its own set of rules, but you're gonna just blend those 2 games together.
Okay.
And what we loved about this is the balls are waterproof, so you're never gonna lose them in the ocean. It's so much fun, and it's really sweeping the nation's beaches this summer. You're gonna see it a lot. Tidal Ball.
Anything you can do on the beach like that, where it's a group activity and everybody's
much
just
fun.
standing there in the sand, it gets me out of the chair, it's athletic, it's fun. All these products are shoppable on our website at goodmorningamerica.com. Thank you, Lori. This was so great. Like, the launch thing?
Look at us being sporty.
Look at us being
Sam.
sporty. Look at that. Coming up. So speaking of sporty, celebrity trainer Chris Powell is back with a breakfast face-off. Not just all the good abs, simple swaps you can make at home to cut calories and sugar. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City.
We are back, and so is celebrity trainer and transformation specialist Chris Powell this morning. Welcome back, Chris. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Well, you know, he's taking us on our breakfast face-off challenge. We asked Chris to come up with healthy versions of some favorite restaurant chain breakfasts that cut the calories but keep the flavor, also cut the sugar as well. And you can make them at home, which is the great thing about it. So, Chris, let's get started. Because you said you're making these simple swaps with these foods we eat. It could go a long way.
Oh, absolutely. Here's the thing. These restaurants, they notoriously load up the foods with sugar and fat, and which comes with a ton of calories as well. But the moment we start making food at home, that sugar, all that fat, all those calories is greatly reduced, and we can get creative with delicious concoctions that are high in protein, and they're going to keep you fuller all day long.
Yep, and you can't out-train a bad diet.
No,
you can't
absolutely
out-train all the
not.
sugar and
Such
all
a
the other
famous
things,
saying right there.
So let's get this breakfast face-off going. You're going to be comparing your calorie and sugar ratios with those of these favorite restaurants and what you came up with on your own. And we're going to start with the IHOP Blueberry Cheesecake Pancakes.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so tell us about this.
A delicious calorie bomb here, but we're also looking at 1,010 calories.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, yes. And almost 60 grams of sugar. We're talking like 56.
And this is what you've come up with. We're not going to throw them off the table.
Here's my dupe right here. So
that looks the same.
We got 400 calories here, 600 calories less, and we've cut almost 51 grams of sugar out of it. But all the flavor.
All the flavor.
All the flavor.
All right, yes. I'm going to have somebody. I'm going to try those later. Okay, now here we go. Our second thing that we have right here. We have a McDonald's McGriddle meal. I know I'm having it on cards, but I'm gonna read it out the front because I just like it. So what are the calories in this and sugar?
Okay, so as far as the McDonald's and McGriddle, I mean, this sucker, we're coming in at like just over 1,000 calories here. However, we do this little swap. I got my own little McGriddle. We did our own little McGriddle here. Now, we've cut a significant amount out.
You forgot that shake.
Oh, we got the iced caramel macchiato here as well. And so now we've cut the calories significantly by almost 400 calories and 60 grams of sugar. But again, all the flavor. This is a homemade McGriddle.
And they all look the same. Look the same.
And here's the thing. Wait till you taste them.
Yeah.
We've matched the taste. This is
pretty amazing what you're able to do.
High protein comfort foods here.
All right, Dunkin' muffin and frozen mocha. I'm a mocha lover, man. So go ahead and give me something new.
All right, here's the thing. When it comes to these muffins, they are full of oil. We've swapped that out for non-fat Greek yogurt, but I've swapped it out with these strawberries and cream muffins. Instead of one muffin, you get 2 muffins now for a fraction of the calories. This whole thing, we're talking almost 700 calorie difference, and we got the mocha swirl frappe in there as well.
So I get 2 muffins, 700 calorie difference, and I still get the frappe.
Absolutely, all of the above.
Oh my goodness. All right, and here is a savory option: spinach, mushroom, bacon, and cheese omelet and toast from the Cheesecake Factory.
Yes, sir. And so let's go ahead and this is my dupe right here. I matched that omelet and all the flavor. I matched it almost perfectly. Now I cut it down to 500 calories. So we're talking, again, almost 700 calorie difference.
And so do you have a secret when you're making the eggs, though?
No. Well, here's the thing. Here's what we did with the eggs.
Okay.
Instead of all the eggs, especially all the oil, because they're going to saute the vegetables, they cook everything in oil. Here's the thing, spritz of olive oil. I cut the eggs in half, so I use half the eggs, and I double up the egg whites. You get all the flavor and half the fat. It's all these tiny little things you can do, but of course, all these recipes, they're ready to rock.
Well, I'm ready to rock because I need a 6-pack like you have. The summer's here, man. I got to get beach ready. You know what? Everybody at home, you can do it as well because they can get these recipes on goodmorningamerica.com. Chris, thank you for doing all this legwork, man. Absolutely. This is fantastic.
Now, with the return of Squid Game, the hit show is trending this morning after season 3 dropped overnight. Nightline co-anchor Juju Chang sat down with the stars and the director. Juju, good morning.
Good morning, guys. I'm telling you, they are savants. They're such good storytellers. And the entire franchise, Squid Game, shattered streaming records and scared the daylights out of everybody, just about. It's a thriller, it's horror, it's psychological drama, and it uses kid games played with deadly consequences. But the director says his dark Korean drama, or K-drama, at its core, makes viewers root for the good guys.
You know what that means. The game is on. The third and final season of the record-setting global sensation Squid Game is here.
시즌2가 너무 클리프행어로 끝나서 너무 팬들을 오래 기다리지 않게 만들어드리기 위해서 제일 빠른 시간 안에 시즌3를 내놨습니다.
Your character seems to have lost all hope. He's led this rebellion, all his friends are massacred. What does this journey in season 3 say about how to come back from the depths of despair?
기운이 도저히 더 이상 나락으로 떨어질 수 없는 정도로 몰아넣고 그 안에서 또다시 희망을 찾게 되고 그러면서 기운이 이루려고 하는 그 목표를 조금씩 향해서 올라가면서 어떤 그런 희망을 기운에게서 표현하고 싶으셔서 더 낙차를 더 크게 둔 것이 아닌가라고 생각합니다.
왜 나만 살려둔 거야? 왜 날 안 죽였어? 대답해! 이유가 뭐야? 왜 나만 살려둔 거야? 왜?
The show's villain, the front man, back pulling the strings behind the scenes after disguising himself as a player in the life or death kids games in season 2.
굉장히 즐겁게 왔다 갔다 하면서 재밌게 촬영을 했던 것 같아요. 배우라는 게 사실은 어떤 캐릭터의 성격들을 어떻게 꺼집어내서 극대화시키면서 보여주느냐가 배우의 어떤 그 직업적인 어떤 능력이 아닐까라는 생각이 들어요. 그래서 그런 측면에서는 굉장히 재미있는 어렵지만 재미있는 그런 촬영이었던 것 같아요.
The word fun strikes me as interesting. This is a direct quote from you, Director Hwang, on what fans can expect from season 3. You said it's going to be more brutal, more violent, darker, and funnier.
Mm-hmm.
Funnier?
Yes, there is funnier moment. You'll find a funnier moment in every single game in season 3. 그런 순간에 이제 사람들은 웃음이 나올 수밖에 없는 거죠. 그래서 오징어 게임은 좀 그런 그 계속되는 이 감정의 롤러코스터와 그 로우 포인트와 하이 포인트가 있는 그런 작품을 만들려고 했습니다.
뭐 촬영하면서 보면 빨리 줄어들었으면 좋겠다고 계속 그날 어떤 날 많이 사람들이 죽으면 그날 굉장히 기분 좋아하세요. 이제 얼마밖에 안 남았다 막 이러면서.
That's hilarious.
Because less people means less work for me. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, to be honest, we started with 456 people on the set and 200 crew members. So it was crazy on the very first day of shooting. So I cannot wait to see all people just gone and like have less people on the set. To work just less, give me like a less pain and less stress.
I know this chapter closes, but are you open to reopening the door to that universe for a spin-off or something else?
There's a saying, never say never. So yeah, I never close the door. I'll keep it open slightly.
Just like a suspense director.
So we can revisit in the future in the right time. But we'll see. It's still up in the air.
Okay, fingers crossed, everybody. You know, there are so many layers in the storytelling. It makes you care so much about the down-and-out folks who are desperate enough to play that game. The social commentary is biting, and the set pieces are like otherworldly. It's no wonder it's so popular. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Brilliant.
It's brilliant. And season 3 dropped just hours ago.
Oh.
The entire season, just in time for a binge weekend.
Perfect. More violence, but funnier.
Right.
But funnier, though.
It's quite a combo.
Yeah.
If you can pull it off, hats off.
Thank you, Juju. Appreciate it. Let's go to Ginger.
Thank y'all. 30 years ago today, Jody Huisentruit, an up-and-coming news anchor in Iowa, vanished after leaving her home before dawn with signs of violence left behind. Now, the mystery has only deepened over the decades. Until now, the investigation into her disappearance heated up after a 2020 episode when a new tip led the local police to share a long-hidden clue. Now, new breaks in the case are revealed in a new docuseries. It's called Her Last Broadcast, The Abduction of Jody Huisentruit, premiering on Tuesday, July 15th, only on Hulu.
All right, now to GMA Out Loud as we celebrate Pride Month. And this morning, how many in the LGBTQ community are protecting Pride as many corporate sponsors pull back funding on events. Senior national correspondent Steve Osunsami has more on the people stepping up to keep the spirit alive. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning to you, Lara. From the famous Rainbow Crosswalks here in Atlanta, a number of Pride organizations across the country are having to make big adjustments with fewer headliners and fewer events.
The parades, the floats, and the partying in the streets don't look so different this year, but a few big things are missing at this year's Pride events.
Lots of changes this year, and cities nationwide, including Memphis, have seen major corporations stop backing Pride celebrations.
In San Francisco, in Houston, and cities big and small, many of the corporate sponsors who just years ago were standing tall with rainbow flags have left the celebrations. In Columbus, Ohio, they're down $100,000 in corporate donations, $150,000 in St. Louis, down $200,000 in Kansas City. In the home of the nation's first gay Pride March ever, where the riots at the Stonewall Bar began a movement, nearly a quarter of corporate sponsors in New York City have pulled back or canceled support this year. meaning a $750,000 difference.
We see this corporate backslide. We've had almost a 40% decline in companies that are externally supporting prides. What we still see is people showing up in big cities and small towns to declare that ultimate truth, that no matter who you are, you deserve to be seen.
They didn't know what to do in rural Tennessee when a church and a few businesses that used to host the Sumner County Pride Festival said that they couldn't anymore. That's when a local musician and his husband stepped in, hosting the event on their 24-acre farm. More than 300 people came.
It was hard to create this event in a space where there was nothing before, but you saw families feel safe. You saw kids feel safe. We had sponsors that would give us money who basically said, we can't actually put our name on it because we can't take the pushback of what it would be like to support you in a small town like this.
Businesses are saying that they're afraid of the economic uncertainty or the reality that they could be punished for supporting gay and transgender rights. One survey of dozens of corporate executives found that 2 out of 5 said that they were dialing back sponsorship or even appearances at Pride Month activities. Kelly Robinson, the head of the largest gay political group in America, says that she and others will remember their true friends.
I think the interesting thing that you're seeing is companies are trying to walk this fine line where they want to both support our community because they know that we have trillions of dollars of buying power, and they're also trying to cower to this intensified political environment that we're in that wants them to silence our community. So what we're saying is you can't just show up for the LGBT community when it's easy. You've got to show up for us when it's hard. So we're making sure that we're highlighting companies that are doing the good work and also holding companies accountable that haven't been showing up for our community, because this is a time where we need them more than ever to affirm our rights and our presence.
It was President Bill Clinton who first federally recognized Pride Month in June of 1999. This June, the current administration said there was no need.
There are no plans for a proclamation for the month of June, but I can tell you this president is very proud to be a president for all Americans.
In states like Utah and Idaho, state law now prevents people from flying pride flags on government property. But in cities like Boise and Salt Lake City, they're now responding by making the familiar rainbow part of their official city flag.
We're now at a time all across this country where you have to look at what's happening, and you as a queer person, as a gay person, however you want to identify, you have to look at it and say, how am I going to meet this moment, and what am I going to do about it? Corporations need to step up and mean it. I am gay 365 days a year. You can support me and talk to me all year long. And if they're going to back out, then stay out, because other people are going to meet the moment. And that feels also something that I think is happening.
They're meeting the moment in Shepherdstown, West Virginia, a small town that held its first Pride event ever this year, population 1,500, and one of them is their gay mayor. There's a feeling that gay pride might even be a little better, heading back towards the way it used to be, without the flash of big business trying to win the queer dollar. To steal a phrase from a famous gay anthem, that it might be better when sisters are doing it for themselves.
The party really isn't going to stop. Some of the same forces that are driving businesses away are pushing people towards these events. Some of them are seeing record turnout this year, sort of a backlash to the backlash, guys.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Steve, thank you so much. And coming up right here, we've got the latest viral food trend for you. Lori B is holding it. Pickle lemonade, everyone. Okay. She'll show us what it's about, the hype, the right way to make it, and we may just try it. Yummy.
We're fighting over who gets it. Right now, with the latest viral food trend that may be a little hard to wrap your head around or your lips around, because it's pickle lemonade. That, of course, means we had to ask Lori, because Lori, you're the only one I would trust to give this a try. But first, take a look at how this became the pickly lemon of the summer.
Wow.
This summer's pickle takeover is a pretty big deal, or should I say, dill.
This is 100% a pop culture moment. It could not be missed.
Fast food restaurants go in gherkin, adding the tart and tangy flavor into savory and sweet items. Sonic collaborating with Grillo's Pickles, offering a Pickle Rita slush alongside their burgers and fries.
I love it. Sweet, but it has like a hint of the pickle taste. And the pickle chips add a nice crunch. It's refreshing.
And Popeyes, determined not to be outbrined,
pickle glazed wings and what? Pickle lemonade?
Serving their cucumber creation on ice or as a frozen slush.
No, that's not going to be for everybody.
Yum. It's good. Pickly.
Even pop star Dua Lipa, thinking outside the jar in 2024, adding a bit of brine to her Diet Coke.
That is. Well, America and the panel here has spoken, and it's officially a pickle lemonade summer, ladies and gentlemen. If you're still unsure, think of it like a savory Arnold Palmer minus the iced tea plus the lemonade. It's tart, it's salty, it's surprisingly refreshing, and it's delighting skeptics one puckered sip at a time.
It's missing one ingredient, another clear liquid that might make this the hit.
It is Friday. I mean,
what do you guys think?
It's amazing, and I didn't think I'd like it, but it is the salty thing that is great.
It's like those two things, peanut butter and jelly been together too long, now we've got them. Yeah. The pickle and the lemon.
But you have to like pickles.
Yes,
that is, to be fair.
Criteria. It's straight pickle.
There's definitely a lot.
Mouthwash, the gargle.
Just keep drinking some more pickle lemonade.
But I'm surprised. I really am surprised.
Really?
Because when I read this at the beginning, I'm like, there's no
Not a shot.
way.
But
not a shot.
Apparently you love it.
Make mine a double.
I know you're holding not sharing anymore.
I'm just waiting
it all for yourself.
But it's so refreshing, like on a hot day. This is really refreshing. And Whit and I were just talking about its hydrating benefits, right?
Yeah,
You get a little bit of
I
salt.
love when somebody likes something, how they always try to like, oh, it's healthy for you.
No, it's not.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right, I can't wait till I can fix this up just a little bit.
We got Friday energy going on here, Larry. We're back on camera. We want to thank you all for watching us this week. We really appreciate you.
One more.
Bye. Yeah.